back to my YouTube video. So today I've got a really interesting video that I've been wanting to do for ages. I get a lot of questions about my makeup just generally, and specifically like what foundations that I use. So I thought it would be a very different sort of video if I show you loads of new foundations that I've got, and I'm working in collaboration with Fragrance Direct. So I've picked 7 different foundations, all of different price, all different brands, and I'm basically going to try them on for you and review them, which should be quite exciting. It's going to require a lot of taking off, but I'm willing to do that for the old YouTube. It'd be interesting to see like which one is best. So the only one that I've used before, and is one of my favourites so far, is the Guerlain. I think that's how you say it, I'm not even too sure. But the Guerlain PARURE Gold. This one. Yeah, this is really good, but it's very, very expensive. So the other ones that I've got are as follows. So I've got the Clinique Even Better one, if you can see that. And I've never ever tried that one, so that should be an interesting one. And then I've got 2 actually. So maybe I've got 6 foundations to review. 6? 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 different foundations, but I've got this in 2 colours. It's the Max Factor Skin Luminizer Miracle. I love the bottle of these. Like, I feel like this is just such a good bottle. I love it. I don't really know what shade to go for in that, so I've got 2. So we'll see whichever one looks best. I've got the Nyx Studio Foundation. This one. I think it is quite a matte one, and I never ever go for matte, but I thought obviously it'd be very, very different to have a little try of. So that should be interesting. Then we've got the L'Oreal True Match. A lot of people talk about this one. So I'm quite excited and intrigued to give this one a try. And lastly, we have got the Max Factor PANSTICK. Whether that will be good, who knows? But as I said, they're all different prices. And so I'm going to start trying them on now. And wish me luck getting my foundation off as it is. Wish me luck. Ta-da! So, ordinarily I would be washing my face, but I figured like if I keep doing that in between, it's just going to take just too long. So I'm now using my Bobbi Brown face base, which is such a nice moisturiser, and I always use it every day under my foundations. So that just leaves it feeling very smooth. Sorry, I am like trying to look in the mirror, which is over here, and then obviously the lens. And because I'm still quite new to YouTube, like I'm not very used to it, so apologies if I'm a little bit annoyed. Which one shall I try first? I think I'm gonna go with the Nyx one, just because I'm very intrigued by it. Oh my god, I've just thought I've not got all of my makeup brushes. Oh my god, one sec. Let's just give this a try. Oh my god, I've left that on. How annoying is it when you have those on? Oh, so annoying. Right, let's try this again. Okay. So, I don't really know like how everyone else does their foundation, but what's really bad is I was actually taught on a makeup course, because I have a diploma in makeup and beauty, and you are meant to do like everything in stages, but I just fucked the whole thing off and just do like whatever I want really. So far this colour looks exactly like the colour that I would need. Yeah, it actually feels really nice going on. Doesn't feel dry like I thought it might do. Now I'm using my Tarte brush, which is like a double-ended, it's just like a blending brush and a buffer brush, which I always use before using my sponge. Blend it in. I don't know why. I know that sounds really ridiculous. So that is my next step. Voila. You know what, I actually really like that. The colour is very, very matched like to my neck. Let me just let you have a look. It's hard obviously to show everything really up close. See, that is really luminous, which is great because that's like the look that I normally actually go for. So it's not matte at all. Maybe I got mixed up thinking that it was meant to be matte. And I have got this in shade Natural and it's 103. Let me just let you have a look at that. This one is £14, which is very, very impressive. Like, I'm used to probably spending like £30 to £35 on foundation, and quite honestly, like, this is very similar to what the quality of all of the expensive ones would be. So I'd say, like, if you like a luminous sort of dewy finish with, I would say, medium coverage. If you're used to the Estee Lauder Double Wear, for example, then this one definitely isn't for you. Like, there's not a really thick amount of coverage, but there's still some coverage in it, which is great. Get a little bit more moisturiser on, just because I can't apply any foundation without a moisturiser, because I just feel like it won't sit very well. So, okay, done. Let's go for the Clinique. Quite nice packaging. This does look pretty dark, but we'll see actually what it's like. So I've got it in shade Beige. I don't know if that's resting on it or not, but it's shade Beige. I'm not really ever sure about Clinique. Like, I do like this little plastic container, but it's very scientific, isn't it? Which I discussed in one of my previous skincare videos. Let's just see. So this is quite a lot darker than the other one already, like, if you can see. So I'm not sure if it's going to blend or not. I feel like it's potentially a little bit too dark, which is my fault. I should have probably got it in another shade as well. But we'll go with the flow. I feel like I look a bit ridiculous right now. Okay, so this is the finished product. So to be fair, it's not actually as dark as it sort of like looks and appears and even sits on to begin with and immediately. It's actually blend quite well. It's perhaps like 1 or 2 shades darker than I would probably ordinarily go for. But like I said, that's my own fault. But in terms of the product, I would say that it's not probably as dewy as the first one. It's still nice and highlighted though. I would say it's sort of quite low coverage actually. Not as much coverage as the NYX one, definitely not. Obviously it took me a long time. I felt like I was sort of rubbing and rubbing and rubbing it in and blending. Which, if you haven't got much time, isn't ideal. But I would say that this is like low coverage, quite dewy, sort of medium highlight effect to it. Would I go for it? I don't know if I'd personally buy it for me. And I do have normal skin. That's when I recently got a facial and she said that I've got normal skin. I thought I had dry. Maybe if you've got like problematic skin, not so good, or any sort of acne. If I had spots, I probably wouldn't go to this one because the coverage in it isn't amazing. But I think like maybe it's a holiday foundation. Yeah, like when your skin's really good. This is £21.99 as well, so I feel like it's sort of like, it's like MAC prices. It's like that one in between sort of high end and high street. So if you want to spend that little bit more for quality, would I say it's worth it? I don't think it's better than the NYX one, which is obviously like £14. Next up is the Max Factor Skin Luminizing Miracle. Woo! And so I've gone for this one in the shade Golden. Let me just hold that up. Hopefully that you can see that. I don't know if you can. But it's Golden 75. So, I always as well just apply my foundation straight onto the brush, like, oh, I've just got that on the table. Like my sister puts it in the palm of her hand, which really stresses me out because I feel like that would annoy me so much having that in the palm of my hand. Sorry, Shell. So yeah, I really like the shade of this. Like, I think I've got quite a yellow pigmentation. Yeah, no, that's not right. Like a yellow pigment to my skin, rather than a rosy, pinky sort of tone to it. I would say it's more yellow. And this, I would say, is obviously, like, it says quite goldeny. It's on really nicely. It's quite thin, I would say. And so I quite like this one. Looking in there, actually, it looks maybe a little bit too light. Is that just my light? It does need quite a lot of blending, so it's not as dewy as the other previous two. It's still got a... I've not even blended it on my neck very well. Great. Overall, I would say that that is quite good. The coverage in it is probably like medium, I would say. My eyebrows look so weird, like this light. I do love the bottle. See what the bottle says. So it says it instantly captures light for a healthy looking glow. So my skin does look healthy. I would say maybe like if you've got a bit more problem skin, because luckily, touch wood, I tend to be okay. I do get breakouts sometimes, but if I had a breakout, I would probably put another layer on that, or I'd be inclined maybe to mix it with something. But overall, I really do like that. So this one is only £8 as well, so for £8 I would definitely say that is a really, really good price for it. Like, it didn't take too much rubbing in. The coverage, I feel like I've just not blended this very well. The coverage is medium. It's probably more matte than the other two, like I said, it's not as highlighted. But for the money, this isn't overly much different to this one. Like, I wouldn't say Clinique is better than this one. If I was to pick and I was on maybe more of a tight budget, I would go and opt for the Max Factor one. Okay, next up is the Lancome. And this is obviously a lot more high end. I've got this in shade 12, which I've not tried before. It's not actually got names, this one just comes with numbers. Dad, I have used this before, but we'll see. I haven't used it in like a few months actually. So already the smell of it is just really good. I'm like one of those people that just loves to smell things. I would say that this now actually is a little bit probably too pale, so I'd probably mix it with a little bit of my highlighter from another brand, from Iconic. Mix it with like a tanned highlight. I'd probably do this because it is a little bit pale. I've just fake tanned. Hence why this is probably a little bit too dark. Ta-da! Finished product. So yeah, obviously it's too pale now, I've just tanned. But like I said, I'd just mix it with like a nice brown highlight. I've got like these drops that I do often mix in with foundations or strobe creams or something like that, just to give them a bit of a highlight or to alter the colour if I need to when I've tanned. Overall, I would say the coverage of this one is maybe even medium to high actually, now I'm looking at it in the mirror. It's got really nice dewy finish. You can probably tell that it's a little bit more luxurious, I would say. Just like with the smell, obviously the bottle was really nice. I still wish that I could actually pronounce it. Overall, I would say that this would be okay for somebody with dry skin because it's really hydrating. Maybe not for somebody with oily skin because it is already quite luminous. But if you've got any breakouts or any spots or anything that you need to highlight pigmentation, I'd probably opt to go for this foundation. Probably worth the money, but it depends how much you want to spend. So this one is £56 on Fragrance Direct. Obviously it's quite a lot to spend, but if you want that splurge or want it as a Christmas or a birthday present, and it's just sometimes nice to treat yourself to something that you wouldn't ordinarily just go out and buy. So in that sense, I would probably give this a try. It's also got an SPF 30 in it, which is obviously really good if you're on holiday because your skin is protected. But overall, I would rate that really high up. Obviously, I'm being a little bit biased because I do swear by this foundation, and it's one that I do sort of tend to keep reverting back to. Next up is the L'Oreal True Match. So I've got this one, Golden Beige. That just took me so long to find it. It's like very hidden, if you can see. Let me just let you see that. I like the packaging. I hear a lot about this product, to be fair. There's a lot of bloggers as well and celebs in their adverts, so I do watch them. Okay, so let's just give this a go then. It's definitely darker than the Guerlain one. Already it feels a lot thinner than the others, but it spreads very well. Like, that has already covered half of my face, and I only put a really small amount on the brush. It's quite a good colour, actually. Matches my skin quite a lot, so that's good. But yeah, it feels very thin. So, this one is definitely a lot oilier. It felt actually like when I was blending it in, I didn't even really have anything on. It's very sticky. If you need like little to no coverage, something that is probably the opposite of matte, then this one would be for you. If you tend to have like oily skin or breakouts, or are prone to breakouts and things like that, definitely not for you. My skin feels really hydrated actually from it, which is obviously a really good plus. I've got foundation lips. Remember when that used to be a trend? Oh my god. Would I buy this? Probably not for me personally, just because I want a little bit more coverage and just something that has that longevity. Is it longevity? Longevity. That's its longevity. I'm not actually too sure, so I'll probably sound stupid. But then I wouldn't wear this all day and all night sort of thing. It's not that type of foundation. Okay, so the next and last one is the Max Factor Pack Stick. So I've got this in shade medium 56. I want you to obviously be able to see that. Let's just try and... medium 56. You know what I love? How small and compact it is. Like, if you want to obviously take this out with you, this will go in your handbag so easily, which is one thing that I love. Whereas some of them, obviously this is a lot bigger and I wouldn't really be taking that out of my bag ever. Whereas with this one, you can pretty much take it anywhere. It goes up like this, which is good. I never actually use like foundation sticks, so for me this is a bit of a new experience. It smells really good as well. I feel like it smells a little bit like chocolate, which is always a fab thing. I would say already that this has probably got a little bit of a pink sort of tone to it, which obviously isn't really my shade, but anyway. The great thing is that you obviously don't have to apply it with a foundation brush. Blending in really nicely as well. I would say I'm already a bit of a fan of this. So that is the end product. Not probably my shade like I've just said, but I really like it. It's definitely the most matte out of all of the foundations that I've tried. So if you're more into sort of your Estee Lauder double wear, I'd say this is like maybe a quarter of how thick that is, but there is definitely coverage to it. So in terms of price, this is less than £5. This is like a bit of a game changer in terms of high street. Plus as well is that you can take that around anywhere because it is so miniature. So that is all of the foundations today. I feel like I look so different because my hair's not down. Out of all of them, I don't even know which to say is my favourite. I really like that NYX one. I would say it's probably between the NYX and my Guerlain one. Obviously there's a huge price difference in these two. One that's like nearly £60 and one that's less than 20. So probably based on money, I maybe would actually opt for this NYX one. But it just goes to show that high street and high end isn't always like makes a product amazing. Depending on how much you want to spend, I'd say that all 6 of these foundations are really, really good. My least favourite would probably be L'Oreal True Match, believe it or not. Obviously, I made it pretty obvious, didn't I? But I would say that this one's probably my least fave, based on how oily it is. My second to last favourite would probably be the Clinique one, just because it isn't my type of foundation. I'm going to link everything below for you, which will take you to the Fragrance Direct website, and everything on there is so much cheaper than on other websites, which is great. But apologies for me not having any eyebrows and lips right now. My nails are so bright on this as well. So if you have any other questions, then do just let me know. I hope that you've enjoyed my video, and apologies for any of the background sound. It actually drives me insane listening to this all the time. But thanks for watching, honeys.